Hello children, welcome back to Asha.Academy. Today let me take you through a poem, A Thing of Beauty by John Keats. Here, about the poet John Keats. He was born in the year 1795. Though he was a well-trained surgeon, he devoted himself to poetry. Keats' secret, his power to sway and delight the readers, lies primarily in his gift for perceiving the world and living his moods and aspirations in terms of language. So he had the power to influence the reader's mind. And this poem is a short piece which has been taken from the poem Endymion, a poetic romance. The poem is based on a Greek legend in which Endymion, a beautiful young shepherd and poet who lived on Mount Latmos, had a vision of Cynthia, the moon goddess. The enchanted youth resolved to seek her out and so wandered away through the forest and down under the sea. So here Endymion, who's a young shepherd and poet, he was living on Mount Latmos and he had a vision to seek Cynthia. So he wandered away through the forest and down under the sea. Let me read out the poem. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness. According to John Keats, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. It is a constant source of happiness and pleasure. Its loveliness increases every moment. It will never pass into nothingness at all. In other words, a thing of beauty is never devalued at all. A bower quiet for us, and a sleep full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. What does it mean? What is the meaning of bower here? Bower, which means that a quiet, shady place. A bower, which is a shady place, protects people and animals from the hot rays of the sun. So it provides everyone a sound sleep full of sweet dreams, health and peaceful breathing. In general, when you look at beautiful things or objects, what happens to you? It refreshes your soul, it rejuvenates you, and it soothes the frayed nerves. It is like a retreat from the ugliness in the world. Therefore, on every morrow are we wreathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth. Here, the link of man with nature is eternal. The things of beauty are like wreaths of beautiful flowers. We seem to weave a flowery band every day. It keeps us attached to the beauties of this earth. Spite of despondence, of the inhuman dearth, of noble natures, of the gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and over-darkened ways. What is the meaning of spite here? Spite, which means that bitterness. Despondence, which means that hopelessness. Of the inhuman dearth, which means that lack of human qualities here, lack of human virtues here. The poet stresses here that malicious intent is born of disappointment in life, and not only that one, lack of human virtues and unhealthy ways of living as bad things. When you look at the next line, that is made for us searching, which means that the poet wants to say that unpleasant things in life are real. We should make an active effort to explore them and to get rid of them. How can you get rid of all these malicious things here? When you look at the beautiful objects, when you look at the beautiful things, when the beautiful things are at our sight, it removes the pall from our dark spirits. Pall, which means that the gloominess. The beautiful things what we look at, it removes all the gloominess and it provides a ray of hope in our life. And not only that one, it raises our spirits, and not only that one, it enhances our moods and it lifts our soul here. That's the meaning of these two lines. The next line, such the sun, the moon, trees old and young, sprouting a shady boon for simple sheep, and such are daffodils with the green world they live in, and clear rills that for themselves a cooling covert make against the hot season. The mid-forest brake, rich with the sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms. Boon, which means that a blessing. Rills, which means small streams. Sprouting, which means producing. Covert, which means an area of thick low bushes and trees where animals can hide. Brake, which means a thick mass of bushes. The poet stresses on the beautiful objects like the sun, the moon, sheep, daffodils, and trees. Their beauty gives life some sort of meaning and significance. And he speaks of the clear, cool streams flowing in the hot season, giving respite in heat. And not only that one, the beauty of the nature stays with one. It lingers there in one's mind forever. Beauty has the potential to affect one's mood. Beauty is not ephemeral, but eternal. It lives forever. The next line, and such too is the grandeur of the dooms we have imagined for the mighty dead, all lovely tales that we have heard or read. Here, grandeur, which means that magnificence, dooms, which means that doomsday, and the mighty dead, which means that our ancestors. Grandeur is associated with the mighty dead because of their achievements in life. People imagine that these mighty people will attain more grandeur on the doomsday, that is their judgment day. Children, you must have heard about great personalities like Gandhiji, Alexander, and Abdul Kalam. These personalities influenced younger generations and inspired younger generations to a great extent. The stories what we have heard from others are really inspirational and awe-inspiring. The last two lines, an endless fountain of immortal drink pouring unto us from the heavens' brink. An endless fountain, which means that a boon from heaven. A boon from heaven, a blessing from heaven encompasses beauty of nature. It gives infinite delight. If you are the believer of God, you need to understand that God Himself has created these beautiful objects for us so that we can derive joy and pleasure. Look at these poetic devices. Bower quiet, sweet dreams, wreathing a flowery band, pal, endless fountain of immortal drink. All these phrases are metaphors. What is a metaphor? Look at this slide. Noble nature, cooling covert, band to bind. All these phrases are alliteration. Again, look at this slide to know the meaning of alliteration. Flowery bands, shady boon, clear rills, daffodils in green world, grandeur of dooms, all these phrases come under imagery. Mighty dead is oxymoron, trees old and young, that is antithesis. Ultimately, the poet wants to convey that a thing of beauty is a permanent source of joy. It makes unpleasant things of life palatable, acceptable. It removes the pall of gloom from our lives. Nothing can match it in grandeur. The poem is written in run-on couplets. Thus, by using these couplets, Keats paints vivid word pictures. Thank you, children. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.